Hi, all my stamping friends. I am Lisa Fulford, your creative coach, and I am here today to share a 5-minute card for a masculine sympathy card. And so this is what I have for us today, and it's a very quick card, but it's very distinguished, and so we'll get started with this. So, like I said, it's like a 5-minute quick card. Here is a scrap piece of paper that I'm going to need, but I have a piece of our Basic Beige, and it is 8.5 by 5.5, and I've scored it at 4 1/4. And then I have a piece of Mossy Meadow, and the Mossy Meadow is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then a piece of our very vanilla cardstock, and that is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. So that's what we have for that. And the inks that I'm going to use are our Basic Beige and our Mossy Meadow, because sometimes coming up with cards that we think are masculine is sometimes a little bit trickier. I think, you could give any kind of card to anybody, but and this doesn't have to just be masculine, but it's on the more masculine side of things, and so we will get started with that. So I'm going to take and fold our cardstock in half, and I misplaced my bone folder for the day, so I'm going to just take this, it's a brush that I have when I do embossing. And the stamp sets that we're going to use today are the Frosted Forest. This is a new set that is coming out for our, I believe, either online exclusive or for the new mini catalog. And as a demonstrator, we are able to do a pre-order, and so I ordered this, and it has this tree in it. That's the one that I'm going to use, but I did not need the sentiments that are in this. I needed a sympathy one, and so the Kindest Expressions has this with sympathy in it, and so I thought that would be the perfect two stamp sets to pair together for this card. So I'll set these off to the side real quick. And this is a watercolor wash, but it's done just a little bit differently. And so I'm going to do this first, I think. I'm going to stamp the inside of this first. I'm doing it in a portrait, so I'm going to turn that around and bring in my Basic Beige. And then that tree stamp, I'm going to ink that up. And just kind of come over here off to the edge of the page and stamp. And this is tone on tone, because this is Basic Beige cardstock and Basic Beige ink, so it will be just a little bit of a tone on tone. You could use Versamark if you want it to be just a little bit darker. And so there we go. And then that is the inside of our card. And you can always add another bit of the sentiment in there if you wish. So I'm going to go ahead and clean the stamp real quick. Just set this off to the side here for a moment, and then bring in our clear block. Set this over here, and I'm just going to use the stamp block to be my ink pad. And then I have these little spritzer bottles that I have alcohol in them with a little bit of Wink of Stella. And I have a couple different ones. And I want the one that has less Wink of Stella. Yeah. And I'm just going to add a little bit of alcohol to this block. Just going to spritz it there. And I want to use an aqua painter. Make certain I've got it fairly dry. bring in this piece here, and I'm going to start picking this up. And it's got a little bit of shimmer to it. I'm just going to start washing my way down. And that way you can use water if you want. Alcohol will dry faster. And this has a little bit of shimmer to it. So this way you could give it to anybody, but it's not going to be like overly like sparklies or anything like that. But it does have some shimmer to it. And you just keep adding. And I'm not going to go clear over to the edge here. I'm staying kind of to the right. I'm just filling that in. All right. And then take and just wipe this block clean. I'm finished with that. I'm going to clean my surface here because I've got shimmer everywhere. Now after, this does have water in it still, so I'm going to clean that brush so I don't have the alcohol in there. And then recap it. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little hint that when you stamp on this, with this being the Basic Beige, it kind of has a green undertone, but yet when you stamp with the Mossy Meadow on top of it, it changes it to just a little bit of brown. So here you can tell it's green, but over here it looks brown, and so does the with Sympathy. All right, so I'm going to open up my Mossy Meadow. Oh, I want that to dry a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere. There it is. I'm going to add this. To my card front. Just going to try to center that the best that I can. That looks pretty good. I'll do that. All right. So I'm going to come in with this tree again. I have the scratch paper under me. I'm just going to ink this all up. And I'm going to come over here off the page just a little bit and bring my trunk down so it doesn't look like it's floating. Just stamp. And this is photopolymer, but this is a kind of a matted cover over my glass table. So there we go. And then I'm going to bring in that with Sympathy, ink that up. Now I'll come right in here. Stamp. And up. All right. So there's that. The way. So then I want to add a little bit of my stamp and seal to the bottom edges, and I have ribbon somewhere. Oh, it fell. There we go. I'm going to take and just add it to my card front. Just drop the whole roll. Bring this around and then tack it on the back on the other. Grab my scissors. And then trim. Add my, maybe it was off camera for that. I'm sorry. All I did was wrap it around and stick it in the tape that I had already put down. because this has that alcohol in the middle, I'm adding to the center so that it will adhere well. And then I'm going to line this up all around this. You have a very small border. Yeah, like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and close these. I need to bring in my twine. I'm just going to slip this up underneath here. So I'm not making the ribbon real frou-frou-y. Just going to go ahead and tie this in a knot to start with. Make it easier for tying. There we go. And then just tie a bow. And I have glue on my nails, so it's everything's sticking to me. And then once you have it tied in a bow, you hold that knot and you pull on your little tails to get your loops the size that you want them. And then you just trim away any excess like that. All right, so that's pretty in itself, and we could leave it that way, but to me it felt like it needed something extra. So I decided I would bring in these textured dots, adhesive back textured dots. So I'm going to pick them up, and I'm not going to press them down. Just going to, kind of set it there. And then I'm going to do this next one kind of over here. And then I'm going to do the third one right in the middle so that I can, make it evenly spaced and then press down. And there we go. That is our quick masculine sympathy card. It's like a 5-minute card, very easy, but you could do it in other colors and use different sentiments and use them for, to send them for birthdays or different things. But it's just a really fast, quick card there that 5-minute cards are always great to have in our arsenal of crafting ideas and things. And so I want to thank you for joining me. And if you enjoyed this card, please give me a thumbs up on YouTube. And if this is your first time here or you've not subscribed yet, please give me a subscribe, and because that is, that makes me happy and that helps my channel out. And so I appreciate each and every one of you for pressing play on my videos, and thank you for joining me. Happy stamping. Bye-bye.